Your legs weaken first. Eat these 6 foods to strengthen them fast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, I urge you to momentarily pause whatever you're doing for the next crucial minutes, because the information I am about to impart has the profound potential to fundamentally redefine the way you move through your daily life, how you truly feel within your own body, and ultimately how you experience the world for the remainder of your journey. Herein lies a fundamental truth that most medical professionals, constrained by time and convention in their offices, will likely never articulate. Your legs are not merely succumbing to an inevitable decline in strength simply because you are aging. Rather, their weakening is predominantly a consequence of a profound nutritional knowledge gap, specifically that no one has explicitly guided you on the essential sustenance they require. This distinction is monumental. One perspective paints a grim picture of an inescapable sentence, while the other illuminates a path to a tangible, empowering solution. I am Dr. Sophia, and it is precisely that solution I intend to deliver to you today. A meticulously researched list of 6 specific foods, carefully ranked from profoundly helpful to absolutely transformational, each possessing the power to meticulously rebuild your foundational leg strength, restore vital muscle tissue, and unequivocally return to you the stability, balance, and unwavering confidence you might have tragically resigned yourself to believing were irrevocably lost forever. Before delving into this essential dietary blueprint, permit me to share a piece of information that resonated with me profoundly, stopping me cold when I first encountered it. A landmark study, rigorously published by the esteemed Journal of the American Geriatric Society, unveiled a stark reality. Adults over the age of 65 who manifested significant lower body muscle weakness faced an astonishing 72% higher risk of experiencing mobility disability within a mere 5 years. This alarming figure was further compounded by a noticeable increase in fall-related hospitalizations, a greater likelihood of nursing home admissions, and a disconcerting link to earlier mortality, 72%. This is not a trivial statistic. It represents nearly 3 out of every 4 individuals who could have actively intervened, changing their trajectory, but tragically did not, primarily because they lack the crucial understanding we now possess concerning the intricate interplay of nutrition, muscle biology, and the complex process of an aging body. And I must tell you with absolute certainty that the #1 food on this very list is likely something you already possess in your kitchen right now, a common staple you might have even been explicitly advised to avoid for years. Yet, researchers at the prestigious Harvard Medical School now consider it one of the most powerful muscle protective compounds accessible to humans over the age of 60. I intentionally reserve this revelation for last, as once you assimilate this knowledge, your perception of your grocery list, and indeed your entire approach to dietary fats, will be irrevocably altered. However, before we fully immerse ourselves in the list, I want to engage you on a personal level. Please take a moment to leave a comment below, sharing your age and candidly describing whether you've observed your legs feeling weaker, heavier, or perceptibly less stable than they once were. Perhaps the once effortless ascent of stairs now feels like a daunting challenge, or you've experienced an unsettling near fall. It might be that rising from a comfortable chair demands considerably more strenuous effort than it ever did before. I genuinely read every single comment posted on this channel, each and every one, and your personal narrative could very well be the catalyst that guides another individual to this video, ultimately empowering them to change their life. So, I implore you, invest just 30 seconds and share your experience with me. Now let us commence this journey of transformation. We are counting down from 6 to 1, progressing from merely powerful insights to genuinely life-changing revelations. Coming in at number 6, and this particular food invariably surprises almost everyone I share it with, are eggs. I fully acknowledge that the great egg debate has likely been a constant soundtrack throughout your life. The pervasive warnings about cholesterol, the admonitions that they are detrimental to your heart, the advice to put them down and walk away. But I am here, fortified by the complete and irrefutable weight of current, cutting-edge nutritional science, to unequivocally state that this advice, particularly when directed at adults over the age of 60, represents one of the most profoundly damaging pieces of health guidance ever widely propagated. Because here is the scientifically validated truth about what eggs genuinely accomplish for your aging legs. Eggs stand as one of the most complete and bioavailable sources of leucine on the entire planet. Now, if the term leucine sounds unfamiliar, conceptualize it as the crucial key that ignites the engine of muscle protein synthesis, the intricate biological process by which your body meticulously builds, repairs, and regenerates muscle tissue. After the pivotal age of 65, the human body typically develops what researchers refer to as anabolic resistance. This means your muscles become, in essence, stubbornly unresponsive. They no longer react with the same efficiency to protein signals as they once did. They demand a significantly stronger, more potent trigger to elicit the desired muscle-building response. Leucine, precisely, is that essential trigger. 2 large whole eggs deliver approximately 1.08 grams of leucine, a quantity that groundbreaking research from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign scientifically confirmed was sufficient to robustly stimulate muscle protein synthesis, even in older adults grappling with significant anabolic resistance. But the unique efficacy of eggs extends far beyond just leucine. The yolk, that very component so many were erroneously told to discard, is a veritable treasure trove, containing not only vital choline and vitamin D, but also a remarkable compound known as phosphatidylcholine. This phospholipid plays a critical role in maintaining the structural integrity and optimal function of your muscle cell membranes. As we age, these delicate membranes tend to become more fragile, less adept at retaining the vital nutrients that muscles absolutely require for efficient contraction and robust recovery. The yolk, in essence, acts as a protective, reinforcing coating for your muscle cells. To discard it is akin to purchasing a high-performance automobile and deliberately leaving its engine at the dealership, rendering it functionally incomplete. Consider the case of Margaret, a 74-year-old patient from Sarasota, Florida. She sought my help after suffering her second fall in 6 months, living in a constant state of terror. On her own staircase, for over a decade, she had diligently adhered to a low-fat diet, completely eschewing eggs based on the outdated advice of an older physician. We made a simple yet profound intervention, adding 3 whole eggs per day to her morning routine. Within a mere 8 weeks, Margaret joyfully reported walking up her stairs without needing to clutch the railing, a feat she hadn't accomplished in 2 years. This dramatic improvement was no mere coincidence. It was the direct, quantifiable result of leucine, choline, and vitamin D synergistically performing precisely what the scientific evidence unequivocally indicates they should do. For optimal results, consume 2 to 3 whole eggs in the morning, ideally paired with a small amount of healthy fat, such as a drizzle of high-quality olive oil or a slice of avocado, both of which we will explore further shortly. This healthy fat significantly enhances the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins naturally present in the yolk. Crucially, avoid scrambling them vigorously in a dry pan. Light heat and gentle cooking methods are essential to preserve the delicate integrity of these vital proteins. Transitioning to number 5 on our countdown, we arrive at wild-caught salmon. If your legs frequently feel heavy, if they are plagued by debilitating cramps at night, or if they ache persistently upon waking in the morning, there is a substantial likelihood that chronic inflammation is silently and insidiously eroding your precious muscle tissue while you sleep. Wild-caught salmon stands as one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory weapons ever discovered, a true pharmaceutical-grade food. The active compounds here are the renowned EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. And before your eyes glaze over at these acronyms, allow me to elaborate on their extraordinary physiological actions within an aging body. Visualize the inflammation raging within your muscle tissue as a smoldering forest fire. It might begin subtly, burning at a low, persistent level, but over the course of years and decades, it systematically chars and devastates everything in its path. The intricate muscle fibers themselves, the vital connective tissue that holds them together, and critically, the delicate nerve pathways that meticulously transmit signals from your brain to your legs, commanding them to move. EPA and DHA function as the aerial waterbombing aircraft in this scenario. They don't merely soothe the fire's immediate intensity, they chemically neutralize the specific pro-inflammatory compounds, notably a group known as prostaglandins and cytokines, that your body produces in increasingly detrimental amounts after the age of 60. A compelling study conducted at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland meticulously tracked 87 adults over the age of 65 for an 18-week period. The group that consistently consumed omega-3 fatty acids, equivalent to approximately 3 servings of wild salmon per week, experienced an impressive 22% increase in their muscle protein synthesis rate compared to the control group. 22%. This remarkable outcome was achieved not through a synthetic supplement, but through the inherent power of a single natural fish. But salmon offers another invaluable gift for aging legs that is often overlooked in popular discourse. It is one of the very few significant dietary sources of vitamin D3, the biologically active form of vitamin D that your skin regrettably becomes less efficient at producing after the age of 70. Research published in the esteemed Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D deficiency, a pervasive condition affecting an estimated 77% of adults over 65, is directly and unequivocally associated with muscle weakness, impaired balance, and a significantly elevated risk of sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. A single 6-ounce serving of wild-caught sockeye salmon can deliver up to 988 international units of vitamin D3. Considering the recommended daily minimum for adults over 70 is 800 IU, you can effectively meet your daily requirement in just one meal. Aim to consume salmon 2 to 3 times per week. The wild-caught designation is critically important. Farmed salmon typically exhibits a dramatically different omega-3 to omega-6 ratio due to altered diets, and consequently, it does not provide the same profound anti-inflammatory benefits. Pair your salmon with a handful of dark leafy greens to maximize the synergistic benefits of vitamin K2, which we will briefly touch upon with our next item. Number 4 on our countdown, and this particular category of food possesses an almost mythological reputation among dedicated longevity researchers, is spinach and dark leafy greens. I want you to mentally conjure every elderly individual you have ever witnessed who moved with an inherent grace, who rose effortlessly from a chair without needing to push off the armrests, who walked with a fluid stride rather than a tentative shuffle. I would confidently wager a substantial sum that dark leafy greens constituted a regular, indispensable component of their dietary regimen. Herein lies the intricate biology that explains this observation. After the age of 75, your body experiences an approximate 35% reduction in its inherent ability to efficiently recycle nitric oxide, a crucial signaling molecule that acts like a meticulously precise traffic controller for optimal blood flow, specifically within your legs. When nitric oxide levels decline, your microcirculation, the intricate network of tiny blood vessels responsible for nourishing your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your calves, begins to experience congestion. This arterial narrowing means essential nutrients struggle to permeate the muscle tissue, while metabolic waste products become trapped, unable to efficiently exit. The insidious result is muscles that fatigue significantly faster, recover with agonizing slowness, and progressively shrink year by year. Spinach, along with kale, Swiss chard, and arugula, are extraordinarily abundant in dietary nitrates, which your body, through a fascinating biological conversion process involving specific bacteria in your saliva, transforms back into nitric oxide. You are, in essence, strategically utilizing food to bypass a critical physiological decline that aging has imposed. proposed. A remarkable study emanating from the Karolinska Institute in Sweden demonstrated that inorganic nitrate supplementation, at doses equivalent to approximately 200 grams of spinach, dramatically improved skeletal muscle efficiency in older adults by an impressive 19%. Critically, the muscle tissue itself did not grow larger. It simply became profoundly more efficient at utilizing the oxygen and vital nutrients that were already being delivered. Think of it as a significant upgrade to the fuel injection system of an older, beloved engine. The engine's fundamental structure remains unchanged, but it now runs noticeably smoother, operates cleaner, and performs with sustained vigor for considerably longer durations. Furthermore, spinach is extraordinarily rich in magnesium, a vital mineral that a staggering 68% of Americans over 60 are chronically deficient in. Magnesium is an indispensable cofactor for over 300 enzymatic reactions throughout the body, and among its most critical functions is its pivotal role in muscle relaxation. When your legs are plagued by night cramps, when your calves seize up unexpectedly, or when your feet involuntarily curl into painful spasms, these are almost universally clear signals of a profound magnesium deficit. A single cup of cooked spinach delivers a robust 157 milligrams of magnesium, providing roughly 37% of your daily requirement in a single accessible serving. I recall a patient named Robert, a 71-year-old retired postal worker from Cincinnati, who presented with what he vividly described as legs that felt filled with concrete every single morning. Despite years of taking magnesium supplements, his success was frustratingly limited. We strategically shifted his approach. 2 cups of sautéed spinach daily, prepared with a generous amount of high-quality olive oil and fresh garlic. 6 weeks later, he jubilantly reported that the concrete feeling had vanished entirely. He was once again walking his old mail route, not out of obligation, but purely for exercise and the sheer joy of movement. The olive oil, incidentally, plays a crucial role by dramatically increasing the absorption of the fat-soluble compounds present in spinach. Always cook your greens with a quality, healthy fat. Right here, positioned strategically between item 4 and item 3, I want to momentarily pause and address you directly. If the information shared thus far has already illuminated something entirely new to you, sparking a fresh understanding, please do not hesitate to hit that like button right now. Your simple action signals to YouTube that this video contains valuable information, prompting it to share this content with more seniors who desperately need precisely this kind of guidance. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I urge you to do so immediately. Every single week, I am committed to bringing you clinically grounded, practical health information, meticulously designed specifically for adults who aspire to live stronger, healthier, and longer lives on their own terms. The subscribe button is conveniently located right there. It takes a mere second of your time, and it might just prove to be one of the most impactful health decisions you make today. Now, number 3, and we are unequivocally entering elite territory within our dietary recommendations: Greek yogurt. Most people conventionally perceive yogurt as nothing more than a light, innocuous snack, something consumed when one is trying to be good. What a vast majority fail to realize is that full-fat Greek yogurt is, in fact, one of the most anabolically powerful foods available to an aging human body, and it remains dramatically underutilized as an incredibly effective muscle-building tool in the senior population. Here is precisely why it earns its distinguished place on this transformative list. A single cup of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt contains approximately 17 to 20 grams of exceptionally high-quality protein. Crucially, it boasts a specific and highly advantageous profile of essential amino acids, including, once again, potent leucine, along with isoleucine and valine, the 3-branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, that are directly absorbed into muscle tissue with remarkable efficiency. Unlike many plant-based proteins, which are often incomplete and necessitate careful combination with other foods to be fully utilized, the protein found in Greek yogurt is what scientists term highly bioavailable. It does not take the metabolic scenic route. Instead, it travels directly and efficiently to where your muscles require it most for repair and growth. But here is the profound aspect that truly elevates Greek yogurt beyond a mere protein source for older adults. It contains live probiotic cultures, specifically beneficial lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains that profoundly influence a burgeoning field of research now referred to as the gut muscle axis. This is a relatively nascent area of scientific inquiry, and its findings are nothing short of extraordinary. Research conducted at the University of California, Davis, revealed that healthy and diverse gut microbiome populations in older adults were directly and significantly correlated with greater lean muscle mass, superior leg strength scores, and notably, faster recovery times following physical exertion. The gut, it turns out, is not simply a passive organ for digesting your food. It actively regulates how much of that ingested food your muscles can actually access and effectively utilize for their own benefit. After the age of 65, the delicate balance of the gut microbiome typically becomes less diverse, less robust, and consequently less efficient at extracting crucial nutrients from the food we consume. Probiotic-rich foods, such as Greek yogurt, play a vital role in helping to restore and re-diversify that essential microbial ecosystem. Envision it as meticulously restocking a library that has been slowly but consistently losing its books over time. The more comprehensive and complete the library of beneficial microbes, the better equipped your body becomes to locate and effectively utilize the nutritional information it desperately needs. For maximum anabolic benefit, aim to consume your Greek yogurt within 30 to 45 minutes of any physical activity, no matter how brief. Even a short, brisk walk counts towards this critical anabolic window, the physiological period when your muscles are most receptive and primed for protein signals. Enhance its nutritional power by adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed for additional plant-based omega-3s, or a gentle drizzle of raw honey, which contains enzymes that can further improve probiotic survival in the harsh environment of the digestive tract. Always prioritize plain, full-fat versions. The low-fat alternatives typically compensate for the removed fat by adding sugars, which actively fuel the very inflammation we are striving to combat. Now, we have arrived at number 2, and as I pledged earlier in this video, one of the top items is guaranteed to surprise you. This is the one. Number 2, beets. I can almost visualize some of you smiling, while others maintain a skeptical expression. I completely empathize, as beets are hardly the first food that springs to mind when contemplating strategies for building robust, strong legs. However, the sheer volume and compelling nature of the scientific research supporting beets' efficacy in enhancing physical performance in older adults are so profound that major sports medicine institutions have now actively integrated beet-derived compounds into their advanced recovery protocols. This is far from antiquated folk medicine. This is cutting-edge frontier science meticulously applied to the unique physiological needs of the aging body. The primary mechanism of action revolves around those very dietary nitrates I previously mentioned in connection with spinach, but beets contain these powerful compounds in concentrations that are roughly 3 to 4 times higher per gram than any leafy green. A single medium beet contains approximately 300 milligrams of dietary nitrates. When these nitrates reach the oxygen-depleted environment of working muscle tissue, they are converted into nitric oxide with extraordinary efficiency. The remarkable result is something researchers term a vasodilatory cascade, a powerful wave of blood vessel opening and expansion that profoundly floods your legs with oxygen and essential nutrients in a manner that aging vascular tissue, left to its own devices, normally cannot autonomously achieve. A groundbreaking study conducted at Wake Forest University demonstrated that older adults who consumed beet juice, an amount equivalent to 2 medium beets, prior to engaging in moderate exercise, exhibited an astonishing 38% increase in blood flow to the white matter regions of the brain specifically associated with motor control. Let me rephrase that profound finding. Beets didn't just enhance the physiological processes occurring in their legs. They demonstrably improved the brain's fundamental capacity to control their legs. For seniors who harbor legitimate concerns about falls, about diminishing coordination, and about the natural erosion of nerve-to-muscle communication that unfortunately accompanies age, this discovery is absolutely enormous. Furthermore, beets are rich in betaine, a powerful compound that effectively reduces levels of homocysteine in the blood. Elevated homocysteine, a condition affecting approximately 47% of adults over 60, is strongly linked to accelerated muscle loss, significant vascular damage, and impaired mitochondrial function. The mitochondria, remember, are your muscle cells, vital power generators. When they are damaged, your muscles essentially operate like a car with a failing battery, delivering compromised performance. Betaine actively helps to cleanse the biochemical environment that protects these crucial cellular generators. My patient, Elena, a 68-year-old from Portland, Oregon, came to me after being resignedly told by 3 separate physicians that her escalating leg weakness and chronic fatigue were simply an unavoidable part of aging. At 68, she was already reliant on a cane to walk. We strategically incorporated 2 roasted beets into her lunch 4 days a week, alongside a short, consistent daily walk. Within a mere 12 weeks, she returned to my office, astonishingly, without her cane. She was joyfully gardening again. She cried as she shared her story, and I must admit, I found that moment profoundly moving as well. To maximize the benefits, roast your beets at 400 degrees C, 200 degrees C for 45 to 60 minutes to concentrate their nitrates without destroying them. Alternatively, you can blend raw beets into a smoothie with a small amount of citrus juice. The vitamin C in citrus dramatically enhances nitrate conversion efficiency. Crucially, avoid boiling beets for extended periods, as their water-soluble nitrates will leach out into the cooking water. Pair beets with any source of lean protein, and you will have created one of the most powerful pre-activity meals available to the aging body. And now, the moment we've been building towards. Number 1, the food I hinted at the very beginning of this video, the food that researchers at Harvard Medical School have unequivocally identified as one of the most potent muscle protective compounds available to humans over the age of 60. This is the food that has been unfairly demonized, scrupulously avoided, and systematically eliminated from the diets of millions of seniors for decades, based on woefully outdated science. Number 1, then, is extra virgin olive oil. I fully anticipate that some of you might have expected a protein powder, an exotic superfood extract, or some obscure ingredient, but I urge you to stay with me because what I am about to elucidate regarding extra virgin olive oil and its profound impact on the aging muscular system will fundamentally and irrevocably reframe your entire understanding of dietary fat, chronic inflammation, and the very architectural requirements for a strong, resilient body. Let us begin with what renders extra virgin olive oil categorically distinct from virtually every other dietary fat on the planet. It contains a unique and powerful compound called oleocanthal. Oleocanthal is a natural polyphenol, a plant compound that functions within your body almost identically to ibuprofen, sharing an identical anti-inflammatory mechanism. It directly inhibits the same inflammatory enzymes, KIOX1 and KIOX2, that prescription anti-inflammatory medications specifically target. The crucial difference, however, is that oleocanthal achieves this potent anti-inflammatory effect without imposing the severe risks of gastric bleeding, kidney strain, and cardiovascular complications commonly associated with long-term NSAID use. For seniors who are disproportionately medicated with anti-inflammatories for pervasive joint and muscle pain, this distinction is not merely significant, it is absolutely critical. But the muscle-specific benefits of extra virgin olive oil extend far beyond its remarkable anti-inflammatory properties. A landmark study from the University of Athens meticulously published in Clinical Nutrition followed 840 adults over the age of 65 for a period of 3 years. Those participants who consistently consumed a minimum of 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily exhibited a striking 37% lower incidence of sarcopenia compared to those who rarely consumed it. Sarcopenia, to reiterate, is the technical term for the progressive and involuntary loss of muscle mass and strength that typically commences around age 40 and accelerates dramatically after 60, a 37% reduction directly attributable to olive oil. Here is the intricate biological mechanism, and this is the aspect that Harvard researchers have found most profoundly compelling. The diverse array of polyphenols found in extra virgin olive oil, and there are over 30 distinct types, appear to directly stimulate what is known as mTOR pathway signaling within muscle cells. The mTOR pathway is the master switch, the central command center for muscle protein synthesis. It is the very same pathway that leucine activates, that resistance exercise activates, and that anabolic hormones activate. Crucially, olive oil polyphenols possess the remarkable ability to turn on this switch independently. They do not require the presence of strenuous exercise. They do not necessitate elevated hormonal levels. They work effectively within the cell, regardless of other external factors. After the age of 70, your body regrettably loses approximately 40% of its inherent mTOR sensitivity. Your muscles become significantly harder to build, not solely due to reduced protein intake or decreased exercise, but primarily because the intricate biological machinery responsible for building them is operating at a diminished capacity. Extra virgin olive oil stands out as one of the very few dietary compounds that appears capable of partially restoring that lost sensitivity. Consider it akin to recalibrating a thermostat that has been set far too low for far too long, finally allowing optimal function. And then there is the vital mitochondrial dimension. Research from the University of Jaén in Spain discovered that hydroxytyrosol, another powerful polyphenol abundantly present in extra virgin olive oil, provides critical protection to mitochondrial DNA within muscle cells from the destructive effects of oxidative damage. As we age, our mitochondrial DNA progressively accumulates errors, much like a manuscript that has been photocopied too many times. The copies become increasingly fuzzy, the original instructions become corrupted, and the eventual result is muscle cells that produce less energy, recover more slowly, and ultimately cease to function altogether. Hydroxytyrosol appears to dramatically decelerate this process of mitochondrial degradation by actively neutralizing the reactive oxygen species that initiate the damage in the first place, acting as a crucial internal shield. I want to share with you the story of Thomas, an 81-year-old retired Navy commander from Norfolk, Virginia. When he first came to see me, he was unable to walk more than 2 city blocks without needing to stop and rest. His legs, he recounted, simply refused to cooperate. His diet, he believed, was immaculately clean, very low fat, very lean, reflecting the dietary guidelines of his era, having assiduously avoided fat for 30 years. We introduced a simple yet profoundly impactful change: 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil into his daily routine, 2 in the morning, drizzled over his eggs, and 2 at lunch, enhancing his vegetables. We made no other dietary or lifestyle changes for the first month. At his 6-week follow-up, he proudly walked 4 blocks without stopping. By 12 weeks, he was back on his bicycle, a cherished activity he thought was lost forever. At 6 months, he completed a 2-mile charity walk for veterans. He sent me a photograph from the finish line, beaming with renewed strength, and it now hangs prominently on my office wall as a constant reminder of the body's incredible capacity for regeneration. For practical application, 4 tablespoons daily is the evidence-based target. Utilize it as your primary cooking fat for low to medium heat and drizzle it generously over vegetables, eggs, fish, and legumes. For maximum absorption of its fat-soluble polyphenols, pair it synergistically with foods that naturally contain fat-soluble vitamins, eggs, salmon, and spinach, all of which, as you now know, are already featured on this essential list. This inherent synergy is far from accidental. These 6 foods function cohesively as a powerful system, and when you combine them consistently, the cumulative effect on your leg strength, your systemic inflammation levels, your mitochondrial health, and your overall mobility is dramatically greater than any single food can ever achieve in isolation. Always purchase extra virgin olive oil in dark glass bottles from reputable producers, and crucially, look for a harvest date, not just an expiration date, on the label. Polyphenol content degrades with time and exposure to light. Fresh, high-quality olive oil is potent medicine. Old, clear-bottled, bargain shelf olive oil is, quite frankly, just fat. Now allow me to bring this entire discourse home for you, because my deepest desire is for you to depart from here today not merely informed, but genuinely moved and inspired to take immediate action. You were fundamentally not built to become a passive passenger in your own life. You were never meant to gaze wistfully from a window while your grandchildren joyfully play in the yard. You were not designed to grip the railing descending stairs with trepidation, to reluctantly skip that family hike, or to politely decline the invitation to dance at a wedding reception because you harbor a debilitating fear that your legs simply won't sustain you. That deeply fulfilling destiny is not merely a wish, it is the inherent blueprint written into your very biology. Any deviation from this vibrant potential is a tragic consequence of crucial information that was never adequately imparted to you. And today, with unwavering conviction, we have delivered that information. It is never, ever too late. I utter these words not as a mere platitude of encouragement, but as a robust, unequivocal clinical fact. Muscle tissue in the human body retains its astonishing capacity for growth, repair, and regeneration well into the 9th decade of life and beyond. The scientific research is unambiguous, consistent, and compelling. Your body fundamentally yearns to rebuild itself. It is patiently waiting, poised, for the precise raw materials to accomplish this magnificent task. Your urgent job, commencing today, starting with your very next meal, is to supply it with those indispensable materials. 6 whole eggs, succulent wild-caught salmon, a vibrant bowl of spinach, a rich cup of Greek yogurt, 2 earthy roasted beets, and 4 tablespoons of the finest extra virgin olive oil you can possibly source. These are not exotic, unattainable luxuries. They are readily available in virtually every grocery store across the world, and they possess the profound power to restore something that most people in your situation have tragically resigned themselves to losing forever. The intrinsic freedom to move through your own life on your own terms, imbued with unwavering strength, profound confidence, and boundless joy. The comprehensive scientific references for every study meticulously mentioned and cited in this video are conveniently listed in the description below. I wholeheartedly encourage you to read them, to share them with your doctor, and to proactively use them to advocate for yourself and your health journey. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, I earnestly implore you to do that right now. Every single week, we are dedicated to bringing you evidence-based, senior-focused health content, the kind of vital information your doctor, unfortunately, may not have the luxury of time to share during a brief 15-minute appointment. This community is flourishing and expanding precisely because compassionate individuals like you are actively sharing it with the people they cherish and love, and that, I assure you, matters more to me than words can possibly express. And now, I eagerly await hearing from you. Please, leave me a comment below. Tell me which of these 6 transformative foods you are going to integrate into your diet first. Share how your legs have been feeling. Candidly tell me your story. Because this channel exists for you, not as some abstract concept, but specifically for you, with your unique name, your personal history, and your particular, invaluable version of this remarkable journey. I truly read every single comment. I mean that sincerely and wholeheartedly. Until next time, remember to eat well, move daily, and never, ever stop believing that your best years are not behind you, but exhilaratingly ahead.